So here's some irony for you. Washington Post. This is at Fox News. Washington Post source says DC is safe, but stays anonymous over personal safety concerns. I'm not making this up. Anonymous resident cited gang threats and thuggery while defending city safety record. We got a whole lot of thuggery going on out there. So, yo, Cultural Confederates, welcome back to the channel. It's, what day is this? Monday? Monday, okay. It's Monday. Can't keep track of my days. I had to pull a double yesterday after doing the overnight shift. Had to come back and do 3 to 11 yesterday. Yeah, not happy about it. So at any rate, I'm here. Thank you again for being with me. Thank you for watching, subscribing, being a part of this thing called the Cultural Confederacy. So I thought I'd share this with you because, as you know, on this channel, we talk about history, culture, preserving great art, music, history, culture. And we sometimes point out the absurdity of culture. Now, this all surrounds Trump's effort to clean up D.C. There's been a lot of car thefts recently, a lot of homelessness in D.C. It's been going on for like 5 or 10 years now. Well, I wonder who could have been in office at that time. Well, D.C. has always had that issue. It's always had that issue. I saw headlines about this when I was growing up back in the 80s and 90s. So it says here, Washington Post article published Sunday described D.C. as a safe city, even as one of its sources declined to be named due to concerns of personal safety. We're a safe city, but I've got to remain anonymous because I'm afraid of my safety. Yeah. This is a safe city, but overhearing and witnessing gang threats and then watching the camera footage of the thuggery is disturbing, said one resident, quoted in the Washington Post article titled, Trump says crime in D.C. is out of control. Here's what the data shows. And they've got a picture here of a police car in one of these neighborhoods. Why can't you people in these metro areas like D.C. get your act together? This is not hard to figure out, folks. You get rid of the riffraff. You go in there and you say, no, you're not going to, be shooting up heroin or dealing crack, you name it, in your neighborhood. We're kicking you out. That's how you handle it. You get to go to the next town. Be somebody else's problem, not ours. Now, the person apparently speaking in reference to the attack and beating of a former Department of Government Efficiency or DOJ employee, you see, now this is at their backyard, at their doorstep in D.C. Now we got officials that are being beaten up by local residents because of a problem that they didn't fix years ago. Now, the employee, Edward Korestein, was attacked by 2 teenagers who now face charges of unarmed carjacking from Washington, D.C.'s Metro PD. It said that the teenagers were walking around the streets and looked like they were searching for cars that were unlocked. Quote, the language Trump uses to describe D.C. is wrong, the resident said, but clearly there is something bad going on that needs to stop. I'll tell you what needs to stop. These people need to stop sitting on their ass doing nothing. They need to get out. Now, I'm not saying there aren't great police officers or firefighters out there. My dad was a firefighter for 30 years, okay? But I don't know what is wrong with you people who can't get off your duff in D.C. or these metro areas, or let's say Chicago or L.A., and tell these people you're not going to do this anymore. We ain't putting up with this. We're kicking your ass out. It's that simple, folks. It's that simple. Weed out the riffraff. Well, we can't do that because we have to be culturally sensitive. We have to give them room to loot and riot. Remember that one? Now, the Post noted the quote that violent crime in D.C. has been on the decline since 2023. So why is this if violent crime has been on the decline in D.C. since 2023, why is this person having to speak anonymously to the Washington Post about this? Because they're concerned over their safety, even though you're saying that your city is safe. When they saw here a generational spike in killings rendered the nation's capital one of America's deadliest cities, plunging communities into grief and igniting a local political crisis that escalated to Congress. Again, it's now their doorstep. Now they have to deal with it. They just swept this under the rug for years and years, and now this is coming to fruition. Well, you reap what you sow. Sorry, but you reap what you sow. President Trump announced on Monday the deployment of National Guard troops to the nation's capital in order to address violent crime in the city. And he discussed plans to clean up the city during a White House press conference, and in a Truth Social post on Monday, Trump declared that, quote, the days of ruthlessly killing or hurting innocent people were over. Do I need to repeat myself? Way to go, Trump. You got to give Trump props here for taking the effort to nip this thing in the bud. But this should have been taken care of a long time ago. If D.C. is supposed to be the nation's capital, or quote-unquote nation's capital, which we're actually a federal republic, confederation of states, then shouldn't this be the light on the the shining light on a hill, whatever Reagan said? So why are you letting this thing go to pot? This thing is going to pot because you got a bunch of lazy-ass people in D.C. who are more worried about going to the next steak and shrimp dinner than what's happening, or being concerned about what's happening in their backyard. That's it. That's what's going on here. Well, again, you reap what you sow. So I thought I'd share this with you. The irony. You can't escape the irony. We are a safe city, but talking to the Washington Post, I'm scared to give my name because I'm afraid of my safety because of all the thuggery going on out there. Tell me what you think in the comment section below. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you know, we do these videos in one take, no fancy graphics, no epic soundtracks, no pretty boy camera angles. I'm not going to come on here and say, look at me, how good looking I am, look at my hot bod. That's not what we do here. Preserving great art, music, history, and culture. And once again, thank you for watching and subscribing. It's a lot of fun doing this channel, and it's so much fun to point out the absurdity of culture sometimes. Trump knows what needs to happen here, and it's been glaring these people in the face for years, for decades, and they just haven't done a damn thing about it. So I'll catch you next time, and you all have a great Monday night. Take care.